Virgo, welcome to your weekly Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for November 14th to the 20th of 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky, known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different, which means your sign might be different, and you'll want to watch this for the right sign. All right, so Virgo, this week we have a full moon right on Monday, which is a status check. And usually a time of fuller awareness and fuller momentum. And I think with that awareness, seeing where we can continue to cultivate what is working in our life. And for you, this is a full moon in your ninth house, which is very specifically your belief systems. Okay, you seeing what is possible. And you being more aware of your belief systems and the importance of having open horizons, because of course we can only cultivate and enjoy what we believe is possible. Everything else is outside of our reality. And so this is about examining your view of reality, your view of what's possible, maybe tapping into a bit of that adventurous spirit. And that can be quite literally adventure, but it could also be through open-mindedness, philosophy, spirituality, your life path, connecting to that. And as a result, there's a lot of, like I said, insight coming in and really the status check about how things are going in this area. Maybe it's specific for some of you, especially if 6 months ago you started something new with university or something new with travel or something like that, you know, the more expansive stuff, philosophy. This is now the halfway point of the year of seeing how it's going and continuing to cultivate it. But nonetheless, for all of you, your belief systems. Now, the other area of this, because the full moon will be very close to Aries, is in regards to what's deeper and what really matters in life. All right, full moon in the 8th house does suggest that the status check can be about how you can have a bit of that openness with life, connect to life on that deeper level, and really enjoy and cultivate what truly matters. But of course, that's not easy, to do that. It requires a lot of this going through the fears, passing through the inhibitions, the doubts, the anxieties, all this stuff that comes up psychologically. And so, but as a result, of course, it's very rewarding and it helps us see what truly does matter to us and helps us connect to life on a deeper level, helps us connect to our relationships on a deeper level. And also, too, when it comes to relationships, maybe the shared resources, asking yourself, how's that area going? How's the whole interdependency thing going? If it's, there's shared things. And how can you release yourself possibly from any bondages or attachments or things that are enslaving you? That's the 8th house, how you can break those chains and free yourself. And so that could be with material things, such as through debts, but it could also be with non-material things as well. So anyways, that's the full moon. A great time to do that. Check and continue to cultivate what's working for you in these two areas. Now, leading up to that, or actually just after that, Mercury will be sextiling up to Mars, which does suggest this bit of opportunity for you because Mercury is your ruler. So maybe it's an opportunity to take some action, maybe to initiate some things. And it might have to do with initiating a bit of that self-expression. Mars has recently gone into your 5th house, helping you cultivate, just like, before, but this is Mars with where you can put your energy, cultivate your self-expression, right? And that could be, the medium could be different. It might be verbal, because Mars does rule your 3rd house. It might be, again, these deeper things and what they really mean to you, because Mars does rule that 8th, where that full moon will be, or the full moon will be close to. But, expressing yourself, whatever the medium might be. Creative for some of you, might be spending time with your children. If you have children in your life, might be romantic for some of you. These things that are close to the heart. And so that's a good, area of motivation, an area of drive that I think you can unlock this first half of the week. And I think just all in all, maybe just feeling a bit independent and feeling a bit direct. Okay, now this has been Mercury, who's recently gone into your 3rd house. So the emphasis here is, I think, on learning and on teaching, perhaps, which is more than it, not so much teaching like from a higher standpoint, but like as equals, sharing ideas with others, or reading books, or writing books. These types of things I think can be excellent. This has been a very serious area because you've had Saturn in the 3rd house, this past year and a half. So taking this stuff seriously, communication, all right, exchanging, learning, and utilizing your mind in a very grounded and practical way. Maybe even your career could be getting more communicative or more practical, Mercury rules your 10th as well. So whatever it is, those key areas, I think there's this opening for it this first half. And it's not a given, but it's there. And I think if you do choose to cultivate it, whether it's the self-expression, whether it's the learning, the exchanging, what have you, there's certainly an opening for that. Now, very important, this conjunction this week, Neptune will be conjoining the South Node. And I was talking a lot about this last week, and this is going to go exact on Thursday. So this is about essentially change, a change that's needed. And this can be a change that might be needed with your routine, maybe with your work, maybe with your everyday things, your health, your diet, regimens. This is really your house. So it's all the stuff about taking care of what needs to be taken care of and that type of practical stuff. So it's a good time, just like the full moon, with this to do a status check. How is your routine? How is your personal growth and personal development? Has there been enough energy in here? Has there been too much in a sense that it's overemphasized? Now, with Neptune over the past many years has been helping you connect to this area in a much more receptive and accepting way. And that's exactly what we're bringing back into balance here. For you, it's bringing balance back to your personal development, back to your health, your diet, your routine, whatever that is for you, and your work, your craft. That's the daily thing there, and improving things with your craft, with your work, like developing your craft. And so you may be noticing there's maybe some ideals about some of the things. For some of you, it might be over extreme. It might be that you're idealizing the work or the routine or the health. There's too much of that. Sometimes with Neptune, it's illusory. It's projecting into the future. But more than likely, I think most of you, because we're talking about the South Node, which is a decreasing energy, maybe there's been an under extreme. Maybe not enough routine and personal development and your work, developing your work. So whatever it is, though, it's about bringing it back into balance, whether it's lowering it, raising it, just doing something that needs to be done, making some changes that usually we know we need to make, but it's more intuitive this time with Neptune, to where we can have a bit more peace, a bit more tranquility in this area, and a bit more health in this area. Now, this is all in relation to the fact that this whole life path this year and next is taking you into this whole spiritual dynamic. The North Node's in your 12th house, and as an undercurrent, it's the time for you to be getting that R&R. And I don't mean just necessarily getting your alone time, although it could very well be that. It's just in your life in general, because this is the routine. It's like, this is about surrendering everything that's outside of your immediate control. Letting go of everything outside of that immediate control. Because yes, it's saying you do need to perhaps make some changes here with what you do have control over, which is yourself. The routine, the personal growth, the development. But the key to all of this is so that you can find that peace, that tranquility, that spiritual liberation that is the 12th house. This is the last house of the birth chart, which symbolizes coming full circle back to peace and connecting to our beingness. And it may be that it is rest and relaxation. It might be meditative. It might be spiritual activities. It might just be simply learning more about yourself spiritually or psychologically, whatever it is. But that's the undercurrent. But as you can see, it's a balance, right? We can't have spiritual dynamic if we don't have self-improvement, personal development. Monks and priests and nuns and even these very spiritual people, of course they have routine. It takes a tremendous amount of discipline to do that stuff. And vice versa. If we really want to have healthy everyday experiences, we do have to detach. We do have to let go. We do have to get a rest. And so it's a balance of both. So anyways, this conjunction is going to be squared by your ruler following that on Friday. So on this day in particular, I think giving it a bit of space in the sense that if, because it could be an over extreme where you're wanting to get into it or there's a bit of clash. If we're wanting it, I don't know, something's clashing possibly. It could be internal clash, could be external clash. But whatever it is, giving it enough space to allow it to work through, because this is, again, a receptive type of energy. It's more about becoming more aware of it, but, again, making change there. And that's the other side to the square, is that it might be some change that you might feel like you want to or need to make, but it's uncomfortable. But that's okay. Challenge yourself. If you feel like it's the change you need to make, challenge yourself to do that. And that could be the square as well. But it's within moderation, within balance, without getting too caught up into it, without projecting too much onto it, because Mercury square Neptune can sometimes, again, create doubt, create uncertainty when we're projecting onto it. We're not living in the present moment. We're not accepting it for how it is, whatever it is. And again, it's probably mostly internally. But yeah, making these changes. Excellent week for that, while at the same time giving a bit of space. Maybe it has to do with your career. It's possible. Mercury. Okay. But also, too, again, about learning, treating life as a learning process. Right, and exchanging and all that third house stuff we were talking about. Now, this conjunction isn't all challenging. It is actually going to be sextiled by Venus, which is actually very nice, lifting it up a bit. This has to do with maybe enjoying a bit of your roots in life right now. You can be connecting to home or family or your past, reflecting on the past. And maybe your body, that type of health. Venus can help you connect to your body and establish that relationship. Okay, but all in all, your roots, however that might be, I think generally, yes, maybe at home, maybe with family, maybe with the health, and all that enjoyment or connectivity you could have there, because this is a good place for Venus to be at the bottom of the chart, can be directly supporting all of this change that I think is taking place. All right, now things are shifting, they are changing, and obviously this would happen anyways, but Neptune's going direct over the weekend, directly relating to all of this. And so there is a shift taking place with the routine, with the work, with the personal development. And I think you're going to notice this over the coming weeks. It does take time for Neptune to gain momentum. But this weekend, you may start to notice that, yes, things are changing. Yes, things are shifting. So you can have the healthy presence, healthy acceptance in those everyday experiences. So you can continue to cultivate and develop yourself spiritually. All right, so Virgo, this week, the way I would sum it up is that there's a full moon at the beginning. There's a lot of awareness. There's insight to be utilized to, again, continue to cultivate both what's possible in life and your belief systems, as well as what really matters in life and that openness with life. And that's the ninth house and the eighth house. Then as the week unfolds, that conjunction, Neptune in the south node, there's change happening here with this personal development, so you can have a bit of this tranquility, peace, yet still develop as a person, right? Which is what the sixth house is about. It's your house, right? All this stuff about taking care of self and making sure everything is in its right place, but with balance, with moderation. And then your ruler shifting into the third house does suggest it's just an excellent time to do all this with this willingness to learn, right? And treat life as that learning process. And I think that can be a very supportive element. All right, Virgo, so have a fantastic week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next week.